morning. It's Thursday, Holy Thursday. What a beautiful day in the Holy Week today. Hope you guys are having a great morning so far.
We'll let a few people join and then get started. Happy Thursday, everyone.
Happy Thursday.
Is anyone in Texas?
We had a crazy storm last night. We all got warnings on our phones and were told to get off the roads and make sure we were in our home with our portables charged and our water in our fridge. So it was kind of crazy. My first real big storm here in Texas.
We're used to it.
Yeah, I was like freaking out in the office yesterday. She's like, "You're gonna be fine." Like, golf ball size hail and 70-mile-an-hour winds? I don't think so.
Well, it was overnight, so it's fine, right?
Happy Holy Thursday. Yes, it was overnight, so I think that kind of disturbed my sleep a little bit, but you know,
So
we're all good.
What is everyone doing for Easter? Are you traveling? Are you
You know, I'm going back to LA.
staying at home?
Be with family.
Going to Austin? Having some crawfish? Going to church?
Church.
Church.
It's gonna be a fun Sunday, Easter Sunday. If you guys have any little kids, I'm sure you guys will be doing Easter egg hunts, which is always fun.
Oh, yes. Well, let's just go ahead and
Jump right in.
Jump in and
Thanks for joining.
Start off with some positive news on this
Holy Thursday.
Holy Thursday. Do you want to kick us off?
Sure. I have a great one, actually. So Chick-fil-A, everybody knows, is a Christian company. So
And
they are
also
closed.
delicious.
Yeah, and also delicious. So they're closed on Sundays, which I think is awesome. So in spirit of this Holy Week, I'm going to report on them for a second. There was a Chick-fil-A employee that did an act of kindness that a man that was waiting for his order had seen and posted on Facebook, and it ended up sharing a bunch. So maybe we'll post it later today on the story. But so a man came in and asked what he could order for $5. He was asking her about the whole menu, just asking what he could possibly get for $5 that would get him the most food. And the man that was watching the whole thing go down said, you know, he looked like he was going through a hard time, maybe homeless, he wasn't sure. And she was walking through all the options with him, being super kind, trying to figure out what he would want. And then she asked him what he would like to drink. And he paused, and you could tell he was thinking for a second because he knew he couldn't afford a drink. And the lady stopped him right there, and she was like, you know, don't even worry, it's all on me. Your whole meal is on me. So just whatever you want to drink, and just let me know and I'll get it for you. And this man said that, you know, he's been in customer service for a long time, and he was just sitting there waiting for his order. And he said that her just humility and willingness to like be kind and not go to a manager and ask for like, can we help this guy out, just out of her own pocket to turn around and help this guy out on a Monday. So I thought that was really a sweet story, and just to inspire everyone else to do like a little act of kindness, you know, here and there. It helps everyone out, and I'm sure that man that only had the $5 now gets to spend that on another meal. So it was kind of cool. I liked that story.
Buy someone a coffee today on Holy Thursday. Isn't that what we said the first
Yeah.
day? Buy someone a coffee. I love that story, and I also love Chick-fil-A, and they always have awesome news stories. Like, they're always in the news doing
and I'm
something
pretty
positive.
sure this last week on Tuesday or something from 8 to 10 p.m. they had like free 8-piece nuggets or something. I don't know.
Why didn't I know about that?
They have like crazy things going on all the time, so check them out. They're good to support, I think.
All right, mine is about laundromats, and it's all over the country right now, but mostly in New York. They have 6 locations, and they're hosting a story time for kids so they can improve their literacy on Laundry Day. And every weekend, the volunteer librarians team up with these laundromats, and they transform the corner of the facilities into like learning corners
A little book club.
Yeah, with like toys and books. So while their parents are doing laundry, they can sit and read and play, and they have librarians there to like read stories to them. So it's just, I thought it was a cool story because it's like an every week thing that you're there. And
yeah, and what a great way too, because like I feel like in times when you have to like wait like that, like for laundry to be done or whatever, people just automatically turn to their phone or their iPad or whatever, and just kids totally zone out. But what a great way to get them playing with each other, meet new people, have a social experience, but then also learn and improve their reading.
Yep.
So important.
I like that story. So hopefully it starts spreading to other states and not just New York. So
that's awesome. Love that. Okay, mine is also, that's funny, yours is about kids. Mine's about another kid, and she is so inspirational. Her name is Molly Hughes, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, neuroblastoma, at 5 months old. So her mom was, obviously, you could imagine the state that her parents were in, and she was told that she would have to have, some multiple months of really serious cancer treatment. And at 21 months old, after 15 months of treatment, her scans came back clear, and her mom posted all on Facebook about how good our God is and how thankful she was for all of her community's prayers and the strength of her little daughter. And I just thought, how cute, because you hear of people having cancer and going through these struggles a lot in their later years in life, but to see a little kid push through, and
not even
that's such a God thing, she's meant to be alive. Stage 4 cancer in her neuroblastoma in her brain, so it's that's just, I thought it was super inspiring. And there's a picture of her on Facebook, and she's walking around the hospital, just barely walking. You could see her kind of stumbling, and she's wearing this cape that says Super Molly, and it's pink. And her mom's like, you can't imagine how happy she is to not be in the hospital, and she's just like any other little kid, wants to play outside and do things. So I thought it was really cute, and our God is so good. So
we'll continue
I love
to
that.
pray for Molly.
Yeah, continued prayers for her and for her family. And I love that she just blasted out to everyone that God is so good, because he is.
I saw a video on Facebook too of, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but maybe when they ring the bell, is that when they're done with chemo?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so there was this woman, she was ringing the bell, and she was ringing it so hard for 2 minutes. She was just getting after it, and I'm like, yes, more power to you, ring that bell. You push through, and yes, I don't know, it was so cool. That was really random, but that just reminded me of that.
No, I love that.
Continue prayers for Molly. And
so she's a little hero of the day, 21-month-old, but definitely a hero. You can be a hero at any age, I think.
Oh, for sure. Okay, I love this story so much, and I read it.
It's a good one.
So
I read it too, and I was like, oh, she took it, darn it.
So
it's a good one.
Basically, I feel like most people kind of know this is true, but smiling can just make people feel happier, even if you're feeling stressed. And this research paper that was co-authored by Heather Lynch, who actually is at Texas A&M, which is where I went to school, and just proved this point that smiling can just make you feel happier. And it's just really cool how the mind and body interact to change our emotions. And I am now pretty honest that I struggled last year with anxiety and all sorts of things. And one day I walked into Snap Kitchen, which was super random. I pulled in, it wasn't a plan, I just saw it, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna pull into Snap Kitchen and grab a meal. I don't want to cook tonight. And so it was a last minute decision, and I walked in and I picked out my meal, and I had this hat on, and I was kind of scowling, and I had been crying that day, and I just was not in a good place. And I paid, and then I'm picking up my bag to walk out the door, and the cashier looks up and stops me, and he goes, ma'am, before you leave, I need you to do one thing for me. And I was like, what? What now? I just want to leave. And he goes, just smile. You haven't smiled one time since you've been in here. And I kind of smiled a little bit, and then I just started crying more. And I was like, I needed that today. Thank you so much. But then I left smiling. I think I called, if Mom, you're still watching, I think I called my mom, and I was like, I wasn't even gonna go to Snap Kitchen, and then I went in, and he made me just smile one time, and it completely changed my mood. I just needed that one.
Even a smile, receiving a smile, I think can change your mood too.
Oh, and for sure.
I know
when people walk by and just smile and wave, it's oh,
Yeah, my
Hi.
mom has a really good friend. She's a researcher. Her name is Chris Porath, and she's done a few TED Talks, so look her up too. She's really awesome.
She's great, yeah.
But she studies, kindness, and there's like these rules that you have, and it's like, if you're 10 feet away from someone, give them a smile, and if you're 5 feet away from someone, like wave and say hello or do something. And it really makes a difference, especially in the work culture and in just any setting. If you're close to someone, close enough to make eye contact, you should smile at them.
Yeah.
Because
it definitely
and it's
makes my day when someone
and it's
does.
welcoming, and you're like, wow, that person was really kind. So I think smile more.
It's a little thing
Smile
that can
more.
just change a mood or change someone's day.
That's actually my aunt's license plate is smile more.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
I like
That's
that.
funny. Okay, well, now that we've talked about smiling,
Yes, now let's all just
it's gonna-
smile.
yeah, let's smile, but also it's gonna go a little bit, maybe you won't smile during this one, or maybe you will because he was awesome. Our saint of the day today is Saint Apollonius, and I may be mispronouncing that, but he was really cool because he stood in defense of his faith. And in a time when you weren't really allowed to have faith, one of his slaves kind of went to the ruler and said, hey, Apollonius is practicing Christianity, he's a Christian, go after him. So in trial, they asked him over and over again, to denounce his faith. And he said, no, I'm not going to denounce my faith. And instead, he was basically shared the beauty and the values of Christianity as a whole, and just made this huge statement. And it became one of the most priceless documents of the early church, his statement. And he just would not denounce his faith, and he stood for what it was, and shared it with everybody. And he wanted everyone to know before he went out, that what it meant to him and what it could mean to them. And he was then condemned and beheaded, but he died a martyr for sure. So I think, it's hard with society and all the pressures that we have to follow the mainstream, or in whatever sense you take that as, but it's important to stand for what you believe in, and it's important to stand strong for the things that really, really matter to you. And I think that's a lesson that we all learn as we grow, but I think especially for me right now, personally, you got a little bit personal, but I've been learning that so much lately, that I need to find what's in here and what's important to me, and I need to stand for that.
And not anyone else.
And not anyone else, and not try to please everyone because you can't, and just to be who you are because God created you perfectly, and he created you to live out his will, and being happy, sharing kindness, sharing love, spreading his mission, but also standing for the truth and knowing that truth and standing for it, to trust your gut and to just go with it. So I think that's a huge...
And we've talked about that before,
Yeah.
just how difficult it can be in society these days to truly do what makes you happy and not what
because what your gut
is
might
the
be
trend,
telling you
or
might be against the trend, but a lot of times your gut is
In
the
the-
little voice of God
also
speaking
in the
to
long
you.
run is going with the trend going to really benefit you in the long run. So
Yeah, so stay
I
true
like
to
that
yourself.
message. Yeah.
And stand up for what you believe in today.
Yes, I like that one. We have a lot of call to actions today.
Yeah,
Buy
we
someone
do.
a coffee, smile more,
And stand up
and
for
stand
what
up
you
for
believe
what you
in.
believe in. All right, let's talk about the product today.
Yes,
I have on.
stellar. So I actually absolutely love this piece. It's got Swarovski crystal, and it has 5 of the Benedictine metals on there as well. It's a beautiful piece. It comes in 6 different colors, and each message is so beautiful. There's this light mint one with gold
Yeah, I
metals,
love
and
it.
it's called Oceans.
This one is
It's my favorite.
Light of Dawn.
And that one's Light of Dawn. There's an iridescent one. There's an Amor for love, and there's a Night Sky.
And it literally goes with everything. Look at my stack.
There's
I'll
a
show you
Miraculous
stuff.
one. It's like a denim blue. It has Mary on it. It's just a beautiful, it just really brightens up your stack, and it's got multiple colors to choose from. Great for Easter.
Yes.
I know it's right around the corner, but if you want to get yourself one, do it. So that's stellar. Love
They're
the
so
crystal.
pretty.
Love the bling.
I love the ocean one too. It's like this really pretty blue.
I designed that one. I love it.
But
I'm partial.
This one goes with like any stack too, which I love. So
Yes.
I changed up my stacks
Awesome.
recently.
I've got loads of stacks, but always.
Okay.
And if you guys ever want to know about our stacks, DM us. We'll let you know
Yes.
what we've got on.
Mine was posted yesterday on the My Saint My Hero account because I just changed it up and I really like it.
It is a pretty stack.
And
Good job, Abby.
we both just put on Courage.
Yes, we've both been wearing the Courage
So now I have the Courage
power bracelet.
power bracelet. Sorry, lost track. And then I have the Courage
Words of
Words
wisdom.
of Wisdom. So
She's all about courage,
I'm
guys.
full of courage today. On this
On
day?
this days, you go first.
Okay.
On this day in history.
In 1946, I'm going to do something about sports again.
Surprise,
but
surprise.
Jackie Robinson debuted as the second baseman for the Montreal Royals, which is really cool because he's such a inspirational figure in sports history and in history in
Yes.
general.
And if you've ever seen that movie about him,
42.
it's,
It's
oh
so
my
good.
gosh,
It's
so good.
Yes.
Maybe that's like a weekend thing, or if you're stuck in a storm like us, watch that movie. It is so good.
Yes, highly recommend. But I thought that was a cool fact just because of the impact he's had on literally everything. He's
Yeah.
changed the way.
Cool fact.
Yeah. Anyway.
Thanks, Abby.
Mhm.
Mine is, well, I guess since we were talking about literacy today,
Yeah.
kind of works. In 1924, the first crossword puzzle book was published. So if you like crosswords, I know my sister likes crosswords. If you're watching, Caroline, shout out.
I get frustrated with crosswords.
I don't have that good of patience. I need to be better, but it's really good for your brain. So if you can do crosswords, you can thank 1924.
Yes.
Now we'll finish off with our reflection today on Holy Thursday. It's not long. Stay tuned.
Yes.
Right now, let's just go ahead
It's
and
an important one.
end in reflection, everyone.
All right. Jesus came, this is Luke 4:16 through 21. Jesus came to Nazareth, where he had grown up, and went accordingly to his custom into the synagogue on the Sabbath day. He stood up to read and was handed a scroll of the prophet Isaiah. He unrolled the scroll and found the passage where it was written, "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring glad tidings to the poor. He has sent me to proclaim liberty to captives and recovery of sight to the blind, to let the oppressed go free, and to proclaim a year acceptable to the Lord." Rolling up the scroll, he handed it back to the attendant and sat down, and the eyes of all in the synagogue looked intently at him. He said to them, "Today this scripture passage is fulfilled in your hearing."
So the reflection is, how do you live out Christ's mission in your life today? So he read this scripture about bringing glad tidings to the poor, proclaiming liberty to the captives, recovering the sight of the blind. What are things that you can relate to those things in your life today? How can you bring glad tidings or make somebody's day better? Live out Christ's mission in your life. Think about that, and think about those things that you do that truly do live out Christ's mission. Maybe do a little more of them today. We've been asking a lot of you.
That kind of goes along
But
with the theme of the day, too.
it all goes along together. So how do you live out Christ's mission in your life?
All right. Smile more today. Stay true to yourself.
And what was the last one?
Buy someone a coffee.
Yes.
Or
Do some
say,
act of
say hi.
kindness.
Yeah, do some act of kindness. Say hi to someone in line that you're with, or
Yeah.
I don't know. Just do
Thanks,
something kind
guys.
to people.
Have a good Holy Thursday. Get into Mass if you can.
And have a wonderful Easter, everyone. We'll be back next
Yes,
Tuesday.
Tuesday and Thursday.
Yes, so have a wonderful, blessed Easter, and
We love you all. Have fun with your family this weekend. Don't
Yes.
be on technology.
yes, bye. Bye-bye.